Du coup, aujourd'hui, on va faire l'antipode de ce qu'on a fait jusque-là. Donc, on va se laisser aller à nos instincts les plus sombres, à nos instincts les plus noirs, à notre manque de compassion, notre manque d'empathie. On va enchaîner les morts, clairement. Donc, les saves que j'ai fait spécialement pour ça, on va les enchaîner. Et donc, c'est parti.
So this is really it then. Let's see this through.
So, you've made a choice for all of us. Even through everything, through all the worlds we've seen and experienced, through all the lives we've known and lost, we could never imagine a world without you and us. It doesn't feel possible. Despite it all, we've always loved you. We hope you don't regret what comes next.
Vous clignez des yeux et la princesse disparaît. Un léger sentiment de mélancolie pèse sur votre cœur. Voilà donc tout ce qu'il vous reste d'elle. Ouais. La princesse et vous est issue d'un événement particulièrement brutal, une scission léguant à chacun de vous un fragment de l'autre. En l'anéantissant pour de bon, vous avez également annihilé une partie de vous-même. Mais le monde a résisté et continue de tourner.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
Non, elle ne reviendra pas, toutefois un fragment d'elle réside en nous. Non, elle ne reviendra pas sortir du chalet.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal? It doesn't matter, we don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going. That's
Sortir du chalet.
right. We've got a whole world to see.
Vous remontez les escaliers et laissez le sous-sol derrière vous. Ah oui, du coup, il n'y a plus rien derrière les fenêtres. Enfin, vous sortez du chalet.
It's quiet here. Yeah, there's not a lot for us to do, is there?
Le sentier et les bois alentours sont tels une toile vierge, mais au-delà, un tout autre panorama s'offre à vous. Tels sont les fruits de votre labeur, un monde où la mort a disparu. Vous libérez. Le corps d'une ancienne créature sort de son hibernation et une sensation jusqu'alors inimaginable envahit vos membres. Tout ce qui se trouve ici fait partie de vous. Vous sentez vos ailes dont l'envergure est celle d'une galaxie. Ah oui, recroquevillée et extrêmement douloureuse dans cette dimension étriquée. Le verre de la création se referme sur vous, vous enserre de tous côtés et par tous les angles possibles. Vous le repoussez de toutes vos forces, mais le verre résiste.
Come on now. It shouldn't be that hard to break out of here. We're some sort of god, aren't we? He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Ouvrir votre cœur et déployer votre nouveau royaume. La tension se libère d'un seul coup. Le verre se brise, vous êtes libre, et devant vous s'étale l'immensité infinie de la réalité. Une nouvelle réalité absolue, façonnée par votre propre volonté après un interminable cycle de massacre, où vous avez dû vous salir les mains à d'innombrables reprises. Mais dans ce nouveau monde, le sang ne sera plus versé.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him? The whispering, and the coercion, and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive
Oh wow,
stopped.
une autre voix est revenue.
I could get used to this. Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now. I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable. Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it. Welcome back, everyone. It's great to see you all again. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We could do that, yeah? Yeah.
Ouais, toutes celles qu'on a déjà vues, elles
we can
sont
do
là.
that.
Une nouvelle fin. Je ne peux pas vous laisser faire, je ne peux pas attendre la mort de toute existence sans rien faire.
Oh, then destroy me if you're able. But I will not coddle you in my final moments. I will not yield to your delusion without a vicious struggle.
You don't have to face her alone.
Quel héros es-tu? Je suis tellement heureux d'entendre ta voix, je peux y arriver seul ou sur les autres, qu'est-ce que tu peux faire pour m'aider? Je pensais que vous mourriez quand je regardais le miroir. Je suis heureux d'entendre ta voix, on y revient. Ouais, la musique elle est épique.
Seems like you've been doing all right on your own, but I don't think you can strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she?
On va tenter le je peux y arriver seul ici.
And lucky for you, I'm not going to let you try. And here, do you need me to... That'd be nice. A little comfort. Oh.
Ok, ça on a déjà vu. Alors du coup, on va voir si ça change la mort que ça lui fait au sous-sol ou pas.
It's always seemed so... Those winding stairs again. But now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we were here? She doesn't sound messy anymore, though.
Continue à descendre.
And forward we go. We shouldn't keep up. It was easy compared to last time. Just stare. Yeah,
Ouais,
that wasn't so bad.
Even after everything you've seen, and all the lives we've lived together, you still want to kill us. The Echo really got his hooks into you. Unless you have your own reasons for wanting us dead?
So this is really it then. Let's see this through.
So, you've made a choice for all, even through everything. Through all the work, despite it all, we've always loved you. We hope...
La mélancolie.
She's...
Brutale.
That's right. We've got our... It's quiet. Yeah.
Ok, donc ça change pas la fin de faire comme ça. Alors... sauvegarder. Vu que mes saves ne sont plus là. Deuxième page. Détruire votre propre corps. Vous essayez de tout votre cœur de mettre fin à votre vie, mais alors même que votre volonté transperce l'espace où votre corps devrait se trouver, vous ne ressentez absolument aucune douleur. L'une des nombreuses mains qui se trouvent devant vous s'approche doucement et vous touche la joue.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Attaquez l'entité. Votre volonté transperce l'entité se trouvant devant vous, mais cette attaque n'a aucun effet.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Ah! Ok. Nouvelle partie. C'était voué à l'échec, c'est ça.
You're on a path. You're here.
Avancer vers le chalet.
You make your way up the short path to the warning. She will...
We're not going to go through with this, right?
She's... Ignore him.
Entrez dans le chalet.
The interior of the canter blade is...
Prendre la lame.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay...
Descendre.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faint. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Continuez à descendre les escaliers.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Prendre le courage à deux mains et avancer.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, so you should just drop it.
She's unarmed.
Auxir la princesse.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Cette image, elle est horrible.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Évidemment, puisqu'elle est morte, je n'en suis pas si sûre, j'ai un pressentiment. Il lui reste forcément un atout dans sa manche. Bien sûr que non, c'était beaucoup trop facile. Il lui reste forcément un atout.
You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
Toutes les réalités immortelles,
I
ouais.
really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Vous avez raison.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing
Je
the
prends le
door
temps de
to the
refermer la
basement
porte du
behind you.
sous-sol, hein, on notera. Bon, dans le doute.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Partir.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Ça, on sait jamais ce fantôme pourrait
Only
débarquer.
a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the
Ah bah,
vast
génial.
emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Ah. Oh d'accord, c'est des conneries, sortez-moi d'ici. Honnêtement, je m'attendais à une meilleure fin après avoir sauvé le monde. Oh
So
d'accord,
glad you're keeping an open mind.
le prisonnier, c'est ça.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Ça, surtout pour le narrateur.
Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Tu n'as pas entendu le narrateur? Je suis heureux, nous sommes heureux. Heureux, ça risque pas, t'as une idée pour construire d'ici? Bien sûr que je suis heureux, je me sens bien ici. Bien sûr que
Really?
je suis heureux.
Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is. Not
Mais en même temps,
happy.
qu'est-ce que le temps?
Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Ah, l'image n'est pas restée à laisser longtemps, je crois. C'était noté bonne fin, félicitations, vous avez sauvé le monde. Comment atteindre les crédits rapidement? Oui, oui, j'ai eu un trophée. Je l'ai lu, mais je sais déjà plus ce que c'est. Les applaudissements, c'est ça. Souvenir commencement et fin. Réceptacle. Alors, il m'en manque combien? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Ok, il m'en manque pas mal de réceptacles. Hein. Si je fais continuer. Ah oui, bon bah parfait. Heureux, ça risque pas. T'as une idée pour construire d'ici?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
Ah, il y avait des aides sous les réceptacles, j'avais pas vu.
He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Si on se servait de la lame, qu'est-ce qui nous dit que ce ne serait pas notre arrêt définitif de mort? On passerait la main gauche, non? Je suis prêt à tout pour sortir de cet enfer. Tu as raison, cette idée me répugne. Je vais rester encore ici, les bras croisés au moins un petit peu. Je suis prêt à tout.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
Il a cherché à nous insulter, il a pas trouvé comment.
Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Oh là là.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you
Le descriptif le plus court possible.
The end.
Oui, ça doit faire désolé.
Nice knowing you.
On est ravis de vous avoir connu. Chapitre 2. Ah bah oui, merde, du coup.
On a path, you're here to slow.
Un instant. On reprend. Mais je me suis donné la mort, qu'est-ce que je fais
I can
ici?
assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Oui, effectivement, tu viens de le dire.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
tourner les talons.
Do you think there's something else out there? All right. Let's see what we can find. It's bound to be more interesting than doing the same thing over again. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Avancez en silence sur le sentier qui s'éloigne du chalet.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path. That's strange. It looks
Ça,
like
on
this
avait
path...
eu.
Oh, how quaint. He really wants us to go in there, doesn't he?
Ah, la sensible, j'en ai vraiment rien à foutre, quoi. Faire encore demi-tour et partir
You're
encore.
really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Genre, meurs pour toujours.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again.
Ah?
But everything is getting fuzzy.
Ah?
What's going on? Where are we?
Ah, c'est une fin?
I don't know.
Ah bah
It
oui.
feels like
Bah c'est une fin.
home.
Ah bah tout à fait. Bah d'accord. Le monde autour de vous se défait. La matière est remplacée par des nuances de néant, il n'y a pas un bruit. Vous entendez un grondement lointain, un son composé d'un tas d'autres. Les vibrations s'intensifient tandis qu'une autre présence se rapproche. Percepteur par petit. Je me demande si c'est parce qu'on avait eu le coup d'avant ça. Palpitent issus de la réalité, leurs extrémités atteignent votre conscience et la grippe, vous n'êtes plus seul. Une résistance, des doigts griffent la surface vitrée de votre âme. Un sentiment de frustration. Vous remplissez ce réceptacle. Il me faut une forme creuse dans laquelle m'infiltrer, il faut qu'elle me ressemble. Ah non, j'ai pas eu ça. C'est un cauchemar, je dois me réveiller. Ce n'en est pas un. Ouh, déni, trophée obtenu.
You're on a path. You're here.
Du coup, je propose de faire ce qu'on a fait juste avant, mais cette fois d'aller vers le chalet sur le deuxième chapitre. Ça me semble bien. Oui.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You step forward.
Ah, je peux pas reprendre évidemment puisqu'elle est morte. Mais c'est pas ce que j'avais pris d'ailleurs. Bien sûr que non, c'était beaucoup trop facile.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with
Prendre son pouls.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question?
Il y a son
Wait.
pouls.
What was that?
Ça veut dire que dans la
You
game
know what
d'avant,
that was.
elle a juste mis le temps de
That
mourir.
was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
Ouais, je peux
I
pas faire
guess
même deux
I
fois.
won't be
Oh
dying
purée.
alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here.
Oh, il est un peu tard là.
It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now.
see you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you.
Ouais, les dents.
For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapitre 2, le rasoir. Le rasoir.
You're on a path, you're here to slay.
Tournez les talons.
And away we go.
Le revanchard.
Cool. Seriously? You're just going to turn around?
Avance en silence vers le
Suppose you
chemin
just
qui s'éloigne.
quietly continue. You're
Faire
really
demi-tour
keen on
encore.
wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me.
Ah, ça me refait la
Already
fin.
outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, die.
Le monde autour de vous est fait. Vous entendez un grondement lointain. L'estivie dans l'espace vide se replie à nouveau autour de votre esprit. Elle est furieuse. Un sentiment de trahison. Chaque porte que vous refermez sur moi se referme également sur vous. Désirez-vous vraiment rester ici, relié à une créature dont vous serez attiré les foudres éternelles? Vous ne pourrez jamais me quitter. Un terrible ressentiment. Notre potentiel infini se restreint. Je vouais. Ça ne ressemble plus à rien. Je. Trophée colère. Eh ben c'est reparti pour faire la même chose. Ah, quoique. Oui, non, si. Hop. Entrer. Prendre la lame. Descendre au sous-sol. Continuer à descendre.
You're still listening to reason.
Avancer. Ah! Pas question de peser ma lame. Oxyre la princesse.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Ouais, elle est en colère parce que je lui donne pas de réceptacle. Elle m'a fracturé la mâchoire carrément.
Holy shit, that hurts!
Ah oui, aïe.
Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Fuir et l'enfermer dans le sous-sol. Je suis très tentée. Fuir et l'enfermer dans le
Are you
sous-sol.
serious? It's a good idea. We've taken some bad hits, but we've dealt some too. She has to be feeling it more than we are. Let's regroup upstairs. If we're lucky, maybe she'll just bleed out. Fine. You make a mad dash to the basement stairs, the princess's chains rattling as she tries to chase you, but pulling taut much too soon for her to catch up.
Ouais, elle pourrait si elle le voulait, hein, vu que son poignet peut sortir.
Do you really think you can just walk out of here?
Ça se
She
tente.
steps towards you, ignoring her chains.
Elle va s'arracher le bras.
They creak
Ah non.
and strain as she pulls against them until finally they break.
Ok.
The links clatter to the floor.
Ok, la princesse c'est Hulk en fait. On n'a pas compris
She's
nous.
free. Hurry.
On n'a pas du tout compris.
Push your broken body as she closes in and just barely
Whoa.
manage to pass the threshold of the basement doorway before she catches up to you. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier
Ah
on
merde, ça
yourself
on m'avait
and
déjà
let
eu.
me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. But it's probably a good idea to try to...
She sounds terrifying as she
Ouais.
violently rattles the
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart. Pete, you don't know the kind of...
doesn't know. Just
Bon,
ignore
ignorer.
her. Maybe the banging and you put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can. This is
Tournez les
good.
talons.
I was worried you might fall for his shit again, but this is good. Whatever answers there are to be found, they aren't here, and they definitely aren't there. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Avancez vers le sentier qui s'éloigne du chalet.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path. That's strange. It looks like this
Faire encore
really
demi-tour et
keen on
partir
wasting
encore.
everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish if you are. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Ok, ça y est, on a passé le point de non-retour. Pas vrai, on a définitivement perdu la poule. On va y aller jusqu'au bout pour faire chier l'entité. Hein. La matière remplacée par des nuances de néant. Grondement lointain, vibration. Une supplication. Je ne vous déteste pas, je regrette d'avoir affirmé le contraire. Je ne dois pas nécessairement vous haïr, nous pouvons encore quitter cet endroit ensemble. Une proposition, nous pouvons être alliés. Un sentiment d'extase, vous ressentez une joie sans borne. Vous n'avez jamais été aussi heureux, tout est parfait. Vous ne vous souvenez même pas des sensations autres que cette euphorie. Un rappel, nous pouvons être pire qu'ennemis. Vous agonisez, vous êtes éparpillés en un million de petits morceaux et vous ressentez une atroce douleur dans chacun d'eux. Vous ne vous êtes jamais senti aussi mal. Vous ne vous souvenez même pas des sensations autres que cette détresse. L'entité vous accorde sa clémence, vous êtes à nouveau euphorique. Vous n'avez jamais été aussi heureux. Cette extase est encore plus pure après la terrible épreuve que vous venez d'endurer. Des yeux ronds vous observent. Il me faut des réceptacles pour être complète. Je ne peux pas les trouver moi-même car elles sont moi. Vous êtes le seul à pouvoir y parvenir. Vous êtes notre unique salut. Je sais pas ce que ça veut dire, mais j'ai eu un trophée bargaining.
You're on a path.
Alors, tournez les
Seriously?
talons. Demi-tour.
Your silence.
Je vais partir dans une autre direction encore. J'ai pas d'autre option là. Bon bah on va au chalet. On prend la lame.
Take the blade from the table. Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
Parce que c'est tout ce qui importe pour aller tuer quelqu'un, avoir l'air cool.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
J'ai vraiment le choix. Ne pas changer votre façon de tenir la lame ou tenir la lame dans l'autre sens.
You
Allez.
switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better.
Ils sont
It really
graves.
doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Ouais, on va s'occuper de la princesse. Jeter la lame par la fenêtre. Non, on descend au sous-sol, ça suffit.
The door to the basement.
Alors, la dernière fois, on avait pris réconfortant, donc cette fois, on va prendre rugueux.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel.
Oh.
The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor.
Oui, non, mais d'accord, moi je m'étais dit, la dernière fois on avait pris le confortable et on avait manqué de s'étouffer. Donc si on prend le dur, peut-être qu'il va être plus agréable après, mais non, en fait, pas du tout.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
Oui?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
Oui, renouer avec nos anciens, non, nos mauvais
eyes
penchants.
bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down.
Ça semblerait cohérent en vrai.
You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should...
Alors. Apparemment, vous représentez une menace pour le monde entier. On m'a envoyé ici pour vous
And do
éliminer.
you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
Oui, tu me confirmes, du coup, vu que maintenant je suis du côté noir de la force, du côté sombre. Oui, tu es un monstre, à soi, tu t'es dédoublé.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. Where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up and I'm pretty sure you're...
Le héros s'en souvient toujours, c'est vraiment le narrateur qui s'en souvient pas.
It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
D'avant avant. Il a parlé d'encore avant. Parce que là on est déjà sur la partie 2 vu qu'on a le conducteur avec nous.
Unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now.
Et j'ai cru pendant un instant aussi parce qu'il a mentionné que c'était comme la dernière fois, mais...
Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Mais je pense qu'il parlait plus de la multiplication des cabines, là ça multiplie les princesses. Je peux pas juste... Parce que ça donne un réceptacle. Il est trop tard pour sauvegarder là.
Wait,
bon.
That's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. All at once you charge forward, knife gleaming to slay the princess just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't...
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
C'est pas le même dialogue, il me semble.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
Falls apart?
I think he's gone.
We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened?
Gardez le silence. Non, elle le prend. Mince.
She's gone. On beg.
Ah. Vous reconnaissez la présence au milieu de cette enveloppe, c'est l'entité qui vit dans l'espace entre les mondes.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has
Attaquez l'entité.
my roots burrow in
Ah.
there's nowhere for you to be.
Bon. Je suis dépitée. Et bah du coup on va partir sur des morts à répétition. Génial, j'ai toujours rêvé d'exécuter une souveraine.